Hey everybody, it's the 100th episode of the 5 Stupid Things About series, and to mark the occasion, I asked you guys to help me out with your suggestions for what should be in this episode. So with that in mind, here are 5 stupid things that a lot of us have noticed about YouTube. False flagging. The option to report a video that is offensive or abusive or in violation of copyright is a good idea in theory. It's the YouTube community policing itself, right? Unfortunately, in practice, it is all too easily made into a tool for the butthurt and the trolling to simply attack videos and users they don't like. It turns out that a certain segment of the YouTube community just shouldn't be trusted with the power to police itself. But it wouldn't be as much of a problem were it not for YouTube's notoriously opaque and unresponsive customer service. Flagged videos are supposed to be reviewed by a member of YouTube's staff in a timely fashion to determine the legitimacy of the complaint. I'll pause a moment while some of you chuckle bitterly. The truth is, anyone who's ever tried to contact YouTube with an issue, with a technical problem, what have you, can tell you how difficult it is to even write an email to customer service. When you click on the help button, which is at the bottom of every YouTube page, you're immediately directed to the product forum, which is essentially a holding pen where disgruntled users can bitch about whatever their issues are until those issues are either resolved by YouTube or they tire out, whichever comes first. And if you do happen to hack through the swamp and find that web form that allows you to send a private message to YouTube customer service, don't hold your breath waiting for a response. The few times I've had to contact customer service, the only times I've ever received a personal reply from YouTube have come long after the issue I was reporting was already resolved. If you have a problem, a technical problem playing a video, uploading a video, something wrong with your monetization, whatever the issue may be, the best thing you can do is to just wait it out. And by best thing, I mean only thing. Comment wars based on trivial disagreements. Many of you think that trolls deserve a spot on this list, and I agree, trolls are irritating. But even more troubling to me than the deliberate shit starters are the reasonable people who get caught up in lengthy, heated, and ultimately meaningless arguments in comment sections. On a recent episode of my And Now the Good News series, 2 commenters got into it over my pronunciation of the word Tokyo. One pointed out that I was using an Americanized pronunciation and that a native Japanese speaker would not say it that way. And then someone else pointed out that language is ultimately about making oneself understood. And since everybody who heard me say that word would know that I was referring to the capital city of Japan, and since Tokyo is a widely used and accepted pronunciation of that word, at least here in my culture, it wasn't that big of a deal. Both commenters seemed reasonable and thoughtful and intelligent, and both had good points. And yet, within a matter of minutes, this had degenerated into a really nasty little exchange. A bitter argument between strangers over nothing of consequence, conjured out of thin air. Although, that is pretty much the internet in a nutshell, isn't it? Continual format changes. When I asked you guys for input about stupid things about YouTube, this was one of the most common suggestions. YouTube does have a tendency to fix what ain't broken. Of course, lots of other social media websites do the same thing, constantly tinkering with their format and their layout. But somehow it seems worse when YouTube does it because lots of us put a great deal of work into our YouTube channels, and it's irritating when the website's format is altered so often and for seemingly no good reason. Although I have to say, on a purely personal level, this one doesn't bother me all that much. I mean, yeah, it's irksome, but it's not intolerable. It doesn't negatively affect my experience as a YouTube user as much as the previous 3 items on this list, or this next one. Drama. Not only do I find YouTube drama stupid, I find it boring. I actually tried to watch some drama videos leading up to this, just sort of as a primer. I got about 4 minutes into a video by Repsion about his ongoing slap fight with Onision before I just could not watch anymore. Why the fuck would anyone care about any of this? Or about Thunderfoot versus PZ Myers, or about whatever the fuck is going on at the moment at Free Thought Blogs. I mean, I find it incomprehensible that so many people subscribe to channels where all they do is watch other people play video games. But this drama shit is even more indescribably tedious than that. People make 20, 30-minute videos describing in detail their side of a disagreement with another YouTuber. I mean, how vain and self-indulgent can you possibly get? More vain and self-indulgent than me, apparently. And if that doesn't scare the piss out of you, it ought to. For the 100th time, the hardest part has been only picking 5. Catch you next time.